No account of Scottish mainline steam in the 1980s would be complete without featuring MALLAIG's most distinguished visitor, the Great Marquess. This is a 3-cylinder 260 locomotive with comparatively small driving wheels of 5-foot 2-inch diameter, one of the K4 class introduced by Sir Nigel Gresley in 1937. Designed specially for passenger work in the West Highlands, they could take loads of 300 tons over the steep grades to Rannoch Moor, where the old K2s with their 5-foot 8-inch drivers could only manage 220. But the K4s were 4 tons heavier and banned from double heading by the civil engineer, which limited their availability, so only 6 of them were built. Number 3442, the only survivor, lasted on its home patch until the 1950s, when the K4s were supplanted by the Thompson K1s. The loco was withdrawn in 1962 and sold to Lord Garnock a year later. The Great Marquess hauled excursions in several parts of the country until the end of British Railway steam, and eventually found a home on the Severn Valley Railway in 1972, where it has been based ever since. The Great Marquess was scheduled for the MALLAIG tourist trains in July 1989 at Lord Garnock's special request. His health was failing, and he wanted one more chance to ride his cherished locomotive on its home turf. A timely move as it turned out, as sadly he died shortly afterwards. After leaving Fort William, the Great Marquess set out along the shores of the loch from Corpa towards Loch Eelside, before tackling the climb to Glenfinnan. With lofty pillars 100 feet high and a total of 21 spans, the famous Glenfinnan viaduct is 1/4 mile long. Built in 1900, it was the first of its kind to be made of concrete, not only in Great Britain, but in the whole world. Our loco was in fine condition and loped up the 1 in 50 gradient of the glen with ease. The distinctive rhythm of the Gresley 3-cylinder motion clearly audible. At the MALLAIG terminus, the rare appearance of this engine was noticed by few, but as soon as she stopped, a full complement of passengers spilled out to admire this fine machine that had hauled them the 42 miles from Fort William. Uncoupling the loco is simpler than it used to be. There's no longer any steam pipe to disconnect, as the steam heating has been discontinued in modern coaching stock, so it's just as well that steam only operates in the summer. At the time of this run, the turntable at MALLAIG had not been restored, so all steam locos had to return to Fort William tender first. One of the features of 3442's design was its low water consumption. This was an advantage here, so it was not necessary to provide a water supply, as she had plenty in hand for the return trip. Even tender first, the Great Marquess is immensely satisfying to observe, as the MALLAIG gradients are tackled with ease by a machine totally at one with the line it was designed for, the road to the Isles.